A long, long time ago, there was a happy and peaceful village called Amara Igbo. The people of Amara Igbo were very proud of their village. They worked hard on their farms, caught plenty of fish from the rivers, and had lovely homes. Everyone in the village helped and supported each other. The ruler of Amara Igbo was a wise and kind king named King Nwakama. He made sure the village was safe and that everyone had enough to eat. All the Ndiayobara villagers loved King Nwakama and followed his fair rules. When he was very old, King Nwakama became very sick. He had no children to become the new king after him. This made the Ndiayobara sad and worried. The village chiefs took care of King as he grew weaker and weaker. One sad day, King Nwakama joined the ancestors. The whole village cried and mourned the great king they had lost. Without a king, who would keep the village safe and happy? After the mourning period, the chiefs met to decide who should be the new king of Amara Igbo. But each of the chiefs wanted to be king themselves. They started arguing and quarrelling over who should rule. "I'm from the richest family, so I should be king," said Maziokon greedily. "No, I am the strongest warrior. I should lead the village and army," argued Mazimbili, flexing his big muscles. "You are both wrong. I'm the wisest and most intelligent. I know how to make the best decisions for everyone," claimed Mazientu. The chiefs could not agree on the new king at all. Their selfish shouting and fighting caused big trouble and unhappiness in Amara's Igbo village. The Ndiayobara did not know whose side to take. Some supported Maziokon, others Mazimbili or Maziendu. Soon the argument split the whole village into different sides against each other. Friends and family members began fighting too over who they wanted to be king. Farms were neglected and left to become overgrown. Fishing nets were left to rot. No one was looking after the village properly, as everyone was too busy with the quarrel. The high priest Maziobi watched sadly as Amara Igbo village fell into chaos because of the Ndiozo's selfishness. As the highest spiritual guide, he knew he had to find a solution before the troubles grew even worse. Maziobi went to the sacred forest to pray to Chukwu, the great deity the people of Amara Igbo worshipped. He asked Chukwu for divine wisdom and guidance on how to choose the new rightful king. That night, as Maziobi slept in the forest, Chukwu came to him in a dream vision. The deity said, "Maziobi, you must gather all of those who wish to become king. Put them through a series of 3 tests to determine who is truly worthy of the great responsibility. Only one with a pure and noble heart, incredible courage and strength, as well as endless wisdom should rule over Amara Igbo." When Maziobi woke up, he knew exactly what he had to do. He went to the village crier, Mazi Ifesinachi, and instructed him to make an important announcement across Amara Igbo. Mazi Ifesinachi's powerful voice bellowed through the streets. Hear ye, all those who desire to become the next honourable king of our beloved Amara Igbo village must present themselves at the palace tomorrow morning. By order of the great Ezinari Maziobi and the deity Chukwu, a series of tests shall decide who is fit to rule and maintain peace among our people. The next morning, a large crowd had assembled before the palace gates. The chiefs Maziokon, Mazimbili and Maziendu were there, eager to try and become king. Many other men pushed their way to the front, full of confidence that they would be chosen. But in the very back of the crowd was a young woman named Adana. She was the daughter of a poor farmer, but Adana was incredibly brave and wise beyond her years. Even though it was untraditional for a woman to have such an ambition, she desperately wanted to lead and take care of her beloved village. "Thank you all for gathering here today," Maziobi announced in his booming voice. "As you know, our great Ezes Nwakama has joined the ancestors, leaving Amara Igbo without a ruler. The Ndiozo could not agree on who should take the throne. This caused much fighting and unhappiness in our once peaceful village." The crowd murmured in agreement, remembering the recent troubles. "Last night I went to the sacred forest to pray to Chukwu for guidance," Maziobi continued. "The deity came to me in a dream vision with specific instructions. Those who wish to become Eze must complete a series of 3 difficult tests. Only the one who passes all the tests by displaying a pure heart, incredible courage and endless wisdom shall be crowned the new ruler of Amara Igbo." A hush fell over the gathering as everyone considered the daunting challenge. From the back, Adana felt her heart quicken with determination. Maziobi raised his hand to get everyone's attention again. "The first test will take place here at noon. All who accept the challenge must present themselves then, and may Chukwu protect you all." The crowd slowly dispersed, the hopefuls beginning to mentally and physically prepare themselves for what lay ahead. Adana rushed home to tend to her farm chores, her mind racing with thoughts of finally being able to serve her village as the leader she knew she could be. At noon precisely, Maziobi and the other Ndi Ozo emerged from the palace grounds. They carried a huge wooden chest between them, grunting with the effort of moving the heavy load. Once they set it down, Maziobi addressed the 24 contenders who had shown up. "Nobles of Amasra Igbo, your first test of wisdom begins now. Inside this chest are 100 carved wooden figurines of different animals and objects sacred to our people. You each must study them closely, as they will only be visible for a brief period before I return the chest to its resting place." The Ndi Ozo heaved open the huge lid, and the contenders jostled to get a good view of the intricate little carvings nestled within. Adana craned her neck, carefully making a mental catalogue of every detail she could see. After what seemed an impossibly short time, Maziobi called for the chest to be closed. "When I return on the next new moon, you must all recreate from memory exactly which carvings were inside that chest. Those who cannot will be eliminated from the challenge to become the new Eze of Ama Igbo." Maziobi clapped his hands sharply, signalling the first test had begun. The contenders exchanged nervous glances, already feeling the strain of the difficult task demanded of them. All except Adana, whose incredible mind was already hard at work, replaying the chest's contents over and over to commit it permanently to memory. Over the next lunar cycle, the villagers went about their typical routines, stealing curious glances at the hopefuls whenever they could be seen meticulously studying leaves, sticks, artifacts, anything they could use to practice recreating the carvings. On the appointed day, Maziobi emerged once again with the chest, though this time it was empty. One by one, each contender attempted to arrange the replacement carvings to match what they recalled from their brief viewing weeks ago. To almost everyone's astonishment, the young Adana was the only one able to perfectly recreate all 100 carvings in their precise layout from the original chest. Even Maziokon, Mazimbili, and Maziendu had missed or misplaced at least a handful of the tiny figurines. Maziobi smiled proudly at Adana before clearing his throat to address the remaining hopefuls. The wisdom to lead Amara Igbo requires a mind attentive to details and possessing skills of observation, memory, and recreation. Adana has clearly demonstrated these qualities by passing the first test. The Ndi Ozo scowled, begrudgingly acknowledging Adana's feat while also realizing she posed a serious threat to their chances at becoming Eze. For her part, Adana simply dipped her head humbly, trying to contain her excitement at succeeding where so many others had faltered. "Those of you who failed this first trial are eliminated," Maziobi decreed. "You're dismissed to return to your families. For the 13 remaining contenders, your next challenge lies ahead."